One man, 100 guests, 1,000 drinks. Drinking with Jason.
Hey there, freaks. Welcome to Drinking with Jason, episode number 23. This week I'm doing something a little bit different. We are going to do an Ask Me Anything where I've had some readers submit some normal, some bizarre, and some insane questions. And I'm doing it even differently than the last one because this week I am having a reader ask them to me. So I will introduce super reader Beka Cain. How's it going, Beka?
It's going good.
All right, so here's where I throw you under the bus. So we recorded this last week, and there's two reasons we're doing it again. One is the video is messed up, and this is something I wanted to put up on Facebook and snippets and other places. And the other reason is Beka got hilariously blackout drunk during it and took the mantle as the drunkest person to ever be on Drinking with Jason. So congratulations on that.
I need an award for that.
It was special. Someday I might put a couple clips up if you're okay with it. But you were funny. You were really funny.
I'm always good for laughing at myself, at least.
I was laughing at you too, so I joined you. Before we get going here, I'm not drinking what you are this time, although I did last week. What do you have?
I am drinking Crown Royal Regal Apple.
And that is good stuff. Obviously. By the way, you were pounding it.
It is very delicious. My favorite.
Yeah, you were. So do you usually drink that like without even ice or anything? Just pound it?
Shot for shot.
I was impressed. I must say, I was impressed.
Keep it a little on the lighter side this time, though. I did add a little ice just to try to ease it up a bit.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Before we get into this, I didn't get to ask you last week because we were having so many technical difficulties and then liver difficulties and all kinds of shit. How did you come across my books the first time? What was the first thing you read?
The first thing I read was Ash. It in free section of and was reading the reviews, and it sounded read normally, so I went ahead and downloaded it and read it. It was addicted.
Okay, I was just curious. For some reason I thought maybe you'd read The Hunger first, but cool, that works.
It started with Ash,
which is your favorite series, right? Of mine. Sorry, I don't mean of all time.
I can't say I have a favorite. That's choose. It would be a toss up between Ash and Hunger, but I really did love The West of Hell just because the whole Western concept thing.
Wow, you named almost everything I've written. Nice.
That's because I've read them all. Twice.
Now, I want to tell people, too, I'm going to probably do these every time I have a book release. I have Asher's work coming out, hopefully in 3 days. So I wanted to do this first, and then before my next release, I'll do another Ask Me Anything, and I'll have another reader on that I'll choose from my mailing list. So if you're interested in something like that, let me know. And I also wanted to say that you really got my attention because you had sent me a shirt that you had made with my name on it that was quite funny. So I knew you would be a laugh to have on here. So, and I could even see the shirt in the background there a little bit. I'm going to tell people what that is.
That is my Caution, I have Jason Brantitis t-shirt.
Yeah, that was it. It was fun. So how many times have you worn that out in public? 0.0?
Like a month, about every time. It's a regular in my t-shirt. What I go back and forth between favorite t-shirts, so it makes an appearance at least 2 or 3 times.
I wonder if anyone's ever looked up what in the hell Jason Brantitis is.
No, but I have had a few questions. And explaining it was quite hilarious. So some new readers came out of that.
Yeah, that'd be great. Also, right before we jump into the questions, I think I said right before 15 times already this podcast. For anyone watching on YouTube, the connection could be iffy. One, because you apparently live in the middle of nowhere, and two, because you're having storms, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Middle
So
of nowhere is an underestimate.
Okay. We seem to actually be getting a little bit of delay now, but it's not too bad. So the audio should still be good. Fuck the video, whatever. It is what it is. We'll figure it out. Are you ready to jump into some inane questions?
Yes, let's do that.
All right.
Question number 1. Chris Anderson. Have you read any of the Suburbia series by... What's your favorite beer IPA? Is Bobby Adair a better author than you? He said he was, but I don't believe him.
I remember this question from when you asked me the last time, because you kept saying like the Z Bane series or Z Blaine or something.
Yeah.
The what series? Zeburbia. No, I have not read Zeburbia. I've heard of it. I've heard good things about Jake Bible, but I haven't read it. I'm taking a bit of a break from reading post-apocalyptic zombie books because there's so goddamn many of them, and a lot of them are very similar. So I have heard good things about his. I just haven't got around to it yet, but I definitely will. What is my favorite IPA? Probably Dogfish Head 90 Minute. I know everybody probably says that, but that's just a good goddamn beer. Although right now I'm drinking an IPA that I just found. Tropicana Citrus IPA by Heavy Seas. It was pretty goddamn good. Little fruity, hoppy shit. Yay. There was more in there, wasn't there? Is Bobby Adair a better author than me? Hell fucking no. What kind of stupid-ass question is that? You tell Bobby Adair, I will kick his ass. He ever says some dumb crap like that again. Loser. Next question.
All right. I am terrible with names, so if I screw this one up. Aaron Person?
Aaron Pursoon. I went to high school with Aaron.
Do you know or have you ever known a guy with the last name of Kearns? If so, please elaborate.
We went to high school with Syd Kearns' character, and I have some really epic stories with this guy. Most of which I will not share now because I don't know how much he wants out there, but let's just suffice to say that guy did some crazy shit. And one time, I'll put this one out there. I don't know, we're maybe 15 years old. He used to ride around the little town I grew up in, a little village, on a riding lawnmower. Everywhere he went. He'd come over to my house, which was like 100 yards away. He'd fire up the riding lawnmower and drive down the road. He would it was crazy. He was just like so lazy. He wouldn't walk anywhere. So he'd ride this goddamn mower around. And the elementary school I went to was up a really steep hill. And he used to go up there. We'd play basketball and shit. And he was leaving one time. And he would put the lawnmower in neutral and coast it down the hill. So he'd be going really fast. And the lawnmower meant to go like 5 miles an hour. And he hit the brake or put it in reverse or something to try to stop, and the front wheel flew off, and I don't even remember where the hell that thing went. He flipped over the front end of the lawnmower, it landed on him, he broke his wrist, and then he's just laying in the middle of the road with this giant old lawnmower on top of him. That was the kind of character Kearns was. That was probably the tamest story I have of Kearns, so maybe I'll get into more in the future after I see what all he wants to put out there.
All right, next question. Near Sweetly. Have you ever considered writing a novel in a completely different genre, like romance or...
You came through. I think we're getting a super bad lag here. I'll just go ahead and answer the question. I heard you.
Okay.
Have I ever considered writing a novel in a different genre? The answer is yes. I actually have a romance idea. I don't know when or if I'll ever get around to writing it and how bad it will suck, because there's no way I can write romance. It's like a science fiction romance story. It's not like The Notebook or something. But yes, I do have ideas in other genres. Primarily science fiction, though. I've got a lot of science fiction ideas. I'll probably get around to writing them at some point. Maybe sooner rather than later. I don't know. But everything I write ends up getting some kind of horror twist in it. So if I write a romance, the woman will probably eat the guy at the end or something. So it won't count anyway.
Some Laura Leigh stuff.
Laura Leigh. I can't say I've read that.
It's some crazy romance.
Is it good?
People are part animal. If you're into that kind of thing.
Okay. All right.
People with animal parts, it just kind of creeped me out, and I'm not really a romance fan, so.
Yummy.
It was some weird stuff. Dwight Anderson, can I send you some pint glasses as thanks for all the great books? I'm dead serious.
As you said last time, which was great, you said free shit's free shit, right? Yes, it is.
It is?
I'll take pint glasses any day, man. I'm gonna might need a couple beers to put in them. Just saying. Yeah, man. I'll take pint glasses. I have got some nice ones. Got a Dew Claw pint glass here. Hell yeah, man. Anything you want. Bring it on.
All right, next, Tim Krul. I've really enjoyed your video review of the horribly but funny Hawaii movie. Having lived in Hawaii most of my life, I was glad that someone gave it the proper attention.
Oh, good old Hard Ticket to Hawaii. That movie is just indescribable. I say indescribable, but really it just comes down to boobs. It's a great film. Did you see my So Bad It's Good on that?
Them all, yes.
Oh, that movie is just, it has a special place in my heart. For anyone who doesn't know what we're talking about, I have a unbelievably unpopular YouTube show called So Bad It's Good. If you go into YouTube and search for my name, it'll pop up. Check out the Hard Ticket to Hawaii episode. It's just the best. So, hell yeah, Tim. It's a good movie.
And who doesn't love boobs?
Exactly what I'm saying.
All right, next, Jim Herbert. Have you ever considered doing a show exclusively for non-drinking guests like Booting Smack with Brant or Freebasing with Jason?
Freebasing with Jason does have a ring to it. I'm not really sure how much meth I want to be doing or coke I want to be doing on the internet, but I will consider it just for that name alone. Freebasing with Jason. Oh, Jim, you crazy fuck you.
That is a pretty creative one.
Freebasing with Jason. God damn it.
Almost t-shirt worthy.
It is. Yeah, maybe there's a short story in the future there. Freebasing with Jason.
All right. Next, Christy Centeno. Sorry, Christy. What inspired you to write the Hunger series? I love your ideas and thought the books were incredibly entertaining.
Thanks, Christy. I actually decided to write the Hunger series because I wrote a series called West of Hell, which you mentioned, that was ridiculously unpopular. It didn't sell for shit. So I liked some of the themes and ideas I had in it. And I wanted to write something modern and different. So some people have mentioned that there's a couple similarities, particularly in the first book with the West of Hell series, and there is, because I wanted to reach a broader audience with some of the stuff I'd already written. So that's initially why I did it, is just because I'd written a 3-book series that nobody freaking read. So I took a couple lessons from that and wrote The Hunger. That's pretty much it. Simple. So
I'm like the only person that actually read that book.
I've had some people who found The Hunger and Ash who have gone back and read it and liked it, but yeah, you're like one of 6. I liked it. I'm biased, but it was the first book, and that was actually the second thing I ever wrote. So it probably sucks now, but I remember liking it at the time.
Hey, cowboys and hookers, I was hooked.
It's like the tagline or something. I had the tagline somewhere. I don't remember what it was. Like a zombies, cowboys, and a hooker or a prostitute or something. It was a good one.
All right. Next, Kent Barquist. Quick and possible, simplistic, inane question. Seeing the fancy hairdo, does Ash sport either a mullet or a tail?
For those who don't know, my author picture is me with the most epic mullet ever. And the story behind that is that my cover artist had said mullet in the 80s. And when he and I were talking, I was commenting on how beautiful that hair is. And he sent me a picture with my head and his hair on it. And I loved it so much. It is now my author photo. You go to Amazon, you will see me with a mullet, and that's in the back of my books from now on, the whole shebang. It's a really great picture. Does Ash have a mullet? No. Ash is not cool enough to have a mullet that beautiful. He's got short hair. He's too gross to really worry about taking care of his hair, so he keeps it short. And it's an interesting idea having him grow a mullet, though. His powers would probably go up exponentially if he did, right?
I don't know about that.
He'd be a tougher guy. Get him some dick-tight stonewashed jeans, mullet, make you drive around an IROC. Fuck yeah. No, he does not have a mullet. He should, though.
All right, next, Carol Beasley. What is taking you so long to write the next book? Need me to lock you up?
Locking me up probably would have been better. I wouldn't have started so many goddamn projects. I have multiple unfinished books I was writing in the meantime. I started this annoying podcast. I started a YouTube show. Way too many projects. And for some goddamn reason, these books take me forever to write. The Asher Benson books, the Hunger books, I wrote each one of those in about a month. The Asher Benson books just take me forever, and it drives me crazy. But I will never allow another gap this long, no matter what. This is how I pay my bills, so I got to get books out faster. So I promise it won't be that long. I'm already working on the next one, and my 2 unfinished manuscripts, I've made a little progress on them too. So there's going to be an explosion of books, hopefully, for the rest of the year.
Sweet.
Speaking of which, I wanted to ask you, you got a little present in the mail the other day, a couple days later than I promised. Did you get to start it yet?
I did. I started it last night. I think I'm on chapter 7.
Oh, very nice. Glad to hear. For those who don't know, she got Asher's War early, so she's better than all of you.
I'm pretty excited where this one might be going.
Well, I hope the rest of it doesn't shit the bed for you. You have to let me know. All right, I didn't interrupt your flow of questions. You're doing much better this time than last time.
The ice probably helped.
I wasn't sure you could actually read after the last one, so this is a pleasant surprise.
I really can. Ben Pollard. I've seen some of your drinking with Jason videos.
Not all of them, though.
So my question is, do you drink while you write? And if so, how the hell do you get good stuff out of it?
I do not drink when I write. I have tried it before. It is an epic fail in a way that words would fail to adequately describe. I wrote a chapter when I was writing a book with El Casey. I went to a bar for a Steelers game, and the Steelers got the shit kicked out of them. So I was just like pounding beers like all day. And then I remembered, oh crap, I have to get her a chapter by the end of the night. So I sat down, I wrote a chapter, completely hammered, and it was nonsense. I remember sending it thinking, this is great. This is some of the best stuff I've ever written. She's going to be blown away. And I woke up with a hangover and an email that said, this is the worst thing I've ever read in my life. I don't even understand what you're trying to say happened. So she actually guessed what I was doing and then wrote her chapter the next day. And then I had to write 2 chapters, and it was a mess. And I've tried a couple times since to have a couple beers and write, because it can really help like with your creativity, you know? Pretty much what I do if I'm drinking and I want to be creative is I just come up with ideas and then I write the ideas down so that I can come back and look at them again with a clear mind later, and then I usually realize they suck and are awful. And I am no Hemingway. Write drunk, edit sober does not work for me at all. Whoever asked that?
Ben Pollard.
Ben, I do not. If you can, man, good for you.
I imagine it's the equivalent of me slamming a bottle and filming a podcast.
Let me say, I was really impressed that you can drink a whole bottle of whiskey. That's insane. I'd have had to go to the hospital if I did that.
I've had a lot of practice.
Man, now see, I could drink like beer all day, you know. I'll be messed up, but I can do it. But whiskey, good God. Your liver must be like a rock. Well done.
Beer just is gross to me.
Now, come on. I don't want to have to hang up on you in the middle of the podcast.
I know. You go ahead and shoot me for that one. All right. Next, Ashley Thomas. Where did you come up with the name Asher? I like it.
I don't know. I've had people ask me this a couple times. I do not know. I don't know. So sometimes when I'm writing a book and I need a name, I'll just look up like a name registry, whatever the hell that word would be. And I just look for like cool names. So I don't know if I found it that way or if I heard somebody had that name and it stuck. I don't remember. It's been a couple years now. I wrote the first book in the series Echoes, which I rewrote, which became Ash. I wrote that, I don't know, 5 years ago. And so that means like 10,000 beers ago. So don't remember. Sorry. But it is a cool freaking name. I do like the name Asher a lot.
If I remember correctly, it does appear somewhere in the Bible.
Yes, you said that during the Drunken Lost episode. And then you wondered if there was a tie-in to West of Hell, which there is not, but you apparently think more about my books than I do. So I wish I would have thought of that. That would have been cool. But no. Well, since you catch stuff and stuff I don't even intend, did you catch the tie-in between the Hunger books and the West of Hell books? I put a little Easter egg in there.
I haven't caught it. No, I did not catch it. But in the rereading, I mentioned it at one point in time. So I was looking. I have been looking for it.
I put little Easter eggs in all of my books. Sometimes they're very obscure, though. There was several in Madness to other books, which a few people have caught, but most people don't seem to have noticed what I was doing. So it's because I'm smart. Just saying. All
right, B. Max Wiley. Look out and I'll buy it, buddy. Keep up the good work.
Thanks, B. Max. You're the shit. Book's coming soon. 3 days. For those of you not signed up to my newsletter, that's the best way to know when a book's out. Facebook doesn't show people shit, so if you follow me on Facebook, you're probably going to miss it. So sign up for my newsletter through my website. You'll know. Coming out soon.
I just have to say, some people don't understand the difference between a question and a statement.
Yeah, but that was a nice statement, so.
It was very kind of you. Maria Walsh Connor Green. Where can I get a Glamour Shots like yours?
Get a crazy, crazy narrator who had the greatest haircut of all time in the 80s. Tell him how much you love it. Perfect Glamour Shot.
Next, Joel Cortez. How many books do you have in you for each of your series and any for more audiobooks releases? Audiobook crowd. Thank you for your time. Smile emoticon.
I like how you read the smile emoticon part. How many books do I have in each of the series? I don't know exactly. I definitely have one more Hunger book coming out, but I have a feeling it's going to stretch into maybe, that would be the fourth book. It'll probably stretch into a fifth or sixth book, if I had to guess. But I'm not 100% sure. I do not plan anything in that series at all. So I never know who's going to live, who's going to die, what's going to happen. So if one of the main characters dies, then obviously the series will probably end. The Asher Benson books is another one. I don't know. The sales are very up and down with the Asher Benson series. So at some point, once the series gets high enough, it could be very beneficial for me to keep writing them or not. So I'm not really sure. But ideas-wise, I want to say I have... 1, 2, 3. I have at least 4 more ideas for books for Asher Benson. See if I get around to writing them or not. Audiobook releases. Get on Wayne June. He's had Madness for goddamn ever. the guy is the best narrator in the business and the slowest working narrator in the business. So hopefully Madness will be soon. He just told me this week that he, I believe, finished reading Madness and now just has to edit it. So I don't know. It might come out in like 5, 6, 7 years at the rate he's going. So keep your eyes peeled. Again, best way I can tell you when it's coming out is subscribe to my newsletter. When they come out, I send out a blast.
All right, Jamie Evans. I love writing magazines. I'm not saying I'm a good writer, but where do you get your ideas from? And one.
Well, I can't say the tall one, but she did actually give me a good idea the other week. I don't know where my ideas come from. I get asked this question a lot. It can be from random things. Like sometimes I got an idea. I saw a kid at a grocery store or a mall or something, and he was just being a real shit to his mom. And just right then, boom, an idea popped in my head. I don't know if that'll end up being a novel or a short story or something, but it should be a cool one. And sometimes I'll be watching like a movie or something, and there will be a little scene in it, and I'll just think, wow, that would be cool if that was like the starting point of something. And then my mind just gets going and ideas flow. But a lot of it's from consuming other media and just wanting to do something interesting the right way. You know, like sometimes I watch a movie and I'm like, God, they really shit the bed on this one. Like, could have done this better. And then, thoughts start rolling, and next thing you know, you have Asher Benson drunk and gross in an apartment in Baltimore.
All right, next. Justin Rittmiller. FMK.
God.
Stephen King, Stephen Hawking.
FMK, for those who don't know, is fuck, marry, kill, I believe. And of course, he gives me a delectable group of individuals to choose from. I guess you got to bang Hugh Jackman, right? That seems like a no-brainer.
Duh.
I guess you marry Stephen King because dude is super stupid rich and like my favorite writer of all time. So I could just sit and like annoy the crap out of him all day, like a nagging spouse, and just ask him questions about everything. And I guess poor Stephen Hawking gets killed for no reason at all other than he drew the short straw. So guess I'm killing a guy in a wheelchair. Yay for me.
Stephen King be divorcing you in a couple weeks.
Oh yeah, he'd have me signing a prenup in like 5 seconds.
Okay. Michael Loring. Like to write in that you have yet to do.
I've thought about writing some mysteries. I thought that would be interesting. They're hard to write, and I know I would end up making them like too gory for like mystery readers. Like they'd be expecting a cozy mystery, and somebody be finding a head in a trash can or something. But I've considered that for a while. I don't know if I ever will, but mysteries. I said earlier, I've got science fiction ideas, although some of my stuff is already a little borderline science fiction, maybe like The Dark. Well, there's not a lot of science in that, so maybe science fiction, mysteries, hardcore dinosaur erotica. That's on my list. Thinking some Bigfoot porn, maybe something like that. I'll call it squatching.
Really read that.
Oh, Jesus.
Christy O'Doherty. If you could be a character in any book, which would you choose? And if you were a character in your Hunger series, how long would you survive?
I will answer the second question first. If I was a character in my Hunger series, I would survive. Let me make sure I've got the timeline right. I think the third night, everyone transforms into like a Vladdy and disappears in the darkness, right? Super Reader, is that correct?
Yeah, that is correct.
Okay. That morning, or that night when they come back, dead. I last 5 minutes after that. I am way too out of shape and slow. I would get murdered instantly unless I have a cast to save me or something. I wouldn't last worth a damn as soon as those things came out. I'd just curl up under my desk and wait for the end. And if I could be a character in any book, which would you choose? Is Fabio in any romance books, or is he just on the covers?
He's just a cover guy.
Well, still, my answer is going to be Fabio on the covers of books. He seems to be having a good time on all those covers, I guess. I mean, I read horror. I don't want to be any of those characters in any of those books. So, Fabio, he has righteous hair as well.
I'm just glad you didn't make a Christian Grey reference.
Oh, God. I mean, no. No, hell no.
Anyways, Wayne June, that there's one in every crowd. Have you ever been in a crowd and actually seen one? What did it look like?
I have been in a crowd and seen one, and it looks like a drunk brunette from Oklahoma attempting to read sentences on her Kindle and struggling greatly. So that's what it looks like.
I am that person.
The first time I'd ever seen one. It was glorious.
Thanks. I'll be here all night. Josh F. The new Asher book is hitting next week. Will we have more Lansing casts in our future? I need more Vladdies.
Well, I sort of answered this. Yes, there will be more Lansing casts in the future. I don't know when. It's not the next book I'm writing. Hopefully by the end of the year. Because once I start writing those, they usually come pretty quickly. So be prepared. In fact, I might even write it and not announce I'm writing it. I always thought it would be cool to just drop a book without ever telling anyone it was coming. Just like, who the hell does that? Beyonce does that, I think, with music. Just like drops an album no one knew was coming. Because I'm as big as Beyonce, so it would be the same thing if I did it. All right, bring me the piece of shit Hunter Shea question. God damn it.
Hunter Shea wants to know way to remove a stubborn skid mark.
You know, every time I do one of these, there's one guy. I don't know. Definitely not my forte. Beka, how do you remove a stubborn skid mark?
I don't know. I've never had that problem, so.
I don't know what you're doing, Hunter, that you need to even ask that question, but you might want to go to the doctor or like lay off whatever tequila or whatever it is you're swilling. That's all of them, right?
Last question, yes.
Okay. Do you have any questions for me? You only had one last time, and I thought you'd have more. I am yours. Ask away.
I'll re-ask my question.
God, I knew you were going to.
I'll elaborate a little. If you woke up one day and discovered you could time travel, when and where would you go? It could be past or future.
I would like to go into the future just to see what the hell will be out there. I mean, coming from like the 90s to now, shit has changed so much. I couldn't imagine if you went like 100 years in the future what you'd see. Like, that would be pretty awesome. In the past, I don't know. I think I just want to go see like really cool events. You know, like I'd want to see when Babe Ruth pointed to the stands and then hit a home run, or a bunch of sweaty guys signing the Declaration of Independence. You know what I mean? Like, but then beyond that, like most of the great events that happened in history were because people were getting like really messed up. You know, like somebody's getting killed or shot, or so. It would be a lot of interesting sporting events. That's such a tough question. And I even thought about it a little bit this week, and I was just coming up with all sporting nonsense. What would you do?
I would go back and meet Syd Barrett.
Oh, that's interesting.
Probably Floyd a little bit.
Okay, I didn't think of music, but that would be pretty cool. Like go to the original Woodstock or something.
That would be pretty fun.
Okay, music. I was thinking sports. Music would be cool. Go to some epic concerts and shit. Wasn't there like an AC/DC concert in Germany that had like 1 million people at it or something, or 4 million people? Something crazy. That'd be cool.
Like, yeah, get myself in a lot of trouble in one of those situations.
What do you mean? You're so well behaved. Thank you so much for doing this. Truly appreciate it. It was fun both times.
I was going to say, thanks for giving me a second shot.
It was so much fun. It was totally worth it. And now I have this video that I can hold over your head forever. So I better not get anything but a 5-star review, or this son of a bitch is going up on YouTube. How about that?
That's a deal.
All right, Becky, thank you very much. I appreciate it, and I will talk to you soon.